Welcome to the Eirinncraft Podcast. I'm here with me, Mr. Peanut Lord.
Tofu123.
And I'm MetalHeadMatt.
So we're going to talk about the 1.4 snapshot.
Which is also, I should add, the pretty scary update, which is, for some reason, that's the title of it now. We're not calling it 1.4, it's just going to be the pretty scary update.
I'm figuring it's because it's going to come out on Halloween.
That might actually seem like a really good possibility. I'm thinking it's just scary because of the Wither boss that they're adding into it.
I am excited for it. When I talked to Joey and War and Mal in the last podcast about it, we didn't go into much detail, and there really wasn't that much about it. But the last update, 1.3, just kind of made me go, meh, not really all that excited about it. 1.4 makes me hard.
Are we really putting dick jokes in this?
Yes, I am very excited for the 1.4 update. It looks like it's going to be the biggest update since the Nether came out a year ago.
Which, not to mention, came out on Halloween.
I don't know. It doesn't seem like... I know that they're getting a lot of stuff in it, but I don't feel like it's going to be as big as the other update. But it might be somewhere around there.
They're adding a whole lot of stuff, though. Because, the Nether was big in itself because it was a completely different world. And it was the first time they added a completely different world. A new world generation, new mobs, new items, all kinds of stuff that was new. This time, they're adding stuff to the Nether, and they've done that in previous updates, like the Blaze, or the Fire Slimes, the Blazes, the Nether Fortresses, and all the potions.
Cubes.
Yeah, magma cubes. It's gonna be big. I'm excited. What exactly are y'all looking forward to the most?
The 2 potions, the invisibility and the night vision potion, and all the heads that you can put on.
I'm just actually excited just for the Wither skeleton, and also the Wither, actually. It seems like they're going to be adding, a lot more challenge to this, but in the sense where you have to completely, fully play the crap out of your world first before you can get to these things. Because, the Wither skeletons will spawn, which everyone's saying which will spawn only in Nether fortresses. I kind of doubt that. And they're also going to have the Wither boss, which now has a confirmed crafting thing. Like, you know how you are able to craft the snow golems and the iron golems? The Wither will be able to be quote-unquote summoned to the overworld and be able to screw your crap up. And the recipe is just like, you know how the Iron Golem, it has the T shape and then a pumpkin on top of his head? Well, the Wither's recipe is going to be 4 things of soul sand in that T shape, and then 3 Wither skeleton skulls on top of it, which will actually take a lot of time just to get those skulls. So they only have a 5 to 20% chance of dropping.
They are a rare drop along with their stone swords.
Yes, because we had to consider stone swords a rarity. So, we have a bunch of those packed in storage.
I'm glad, because it used to feel like as soon as you got diamonds, that was it. You were at the peak. You got full diamond armor, you got diamond tools, you got your diamond sword. You're at the peak of society. No one can touch you. You want to do PvP with your friends? Oh, it doesn't matter because you'll beat them. You got diamonds. Now, they added enchantments. So even if you have a diamond sword, somebody else with an iron sword could still beat you. Now, they've added a whole new level of collection, I guess you would say. Like, first start, you collect wood, and then you go mining, and then you find iron, and then you get diamond, and then you use your levels to get enchantments. Now, use all of that to go fight the Wither skeletons, only to turn around to summon a Wither. Then, when you finally kill it, you get the Nether Star to make a beacon, and that just ups your abilities from there.
It does up your abilities, but I did a little bit of research in that beacon block. It is cool and whatnot, but I personally believe that there should be a little bit more to the beacon block than there is right now. But again, it's still a snapshot. It's technically not released yet, so we'll just see what happens next.
I was a little disappointed when the beacon block had fully been released and people were making videos about it and everything, just because it seems like there's a lot of effort that goes into something that doesn't really give you back as much, because it has a range and the perks on it. Okay, speed is okay, but once you're out of range, there's no point in it. Haste is okay, but again, your mining could get out of range, and it just kind of seems like it's pointless to go after.
Yeah, but remember, if they just gave you all those abilities and you're able to wield them all at once constantly, then Minecraft would kind of be boring as hell. It's one of the things where you have that threshold of what you can do and what you want to do, and if you cross that threshold, the game will not be fun anymore. So they had to make everything a lot more challenging and add more God mode stuff, because people at Mojang already know we are able to get and accumulate all this stuff. We probably beat the Ender Dragon like 5 times by now if they respawned and they just have something else to do. But again, they're like releasing all this other stuff for aesthetic purposes, like the item frames, which has been added in a before area. Leather armor gives people stuff what to do with the cauldrons and their dyes instead of just dyeing sheep and sharing them for wool that's colored. And actually, they did add the carrot on a stick, so you can saddle your pig and control them and have like this small little race ordeal going if you want to. So they're adding a lot of stuff that you can do and make up for some of the lesser combat stuff or lesser perk stuff. That's how I see it, at least.
I actually did not get to play with the beacons, though. How did it work? Did it take away the experience?
All
What you do is you build a pyramid out of either emerald blocks, gold blocks, iron blocks, or diamond blocks. And based on how high the pyramid is built, starting at level 3 going up, depends on the range and the level of perk that you can get for it.
Okay. So basically, it's you waste a lot of time to get the to where it only works within a certain range.
Yeah, and then you have to put the beacon block on top. And you also, in order to activate one of the perks, the super jump, the speed, the haste, I think there's one extra defense and then extra strength. In order to actually activate those, you have to give a sacrifice of 1 diamond, 1 iron, 1 gold, or 1 emerald. So the payout for the work I don't see being very high. Now I will say the beacon block, since it shoots the giant light bolt into the sky, I will be using that at my house just for the light bolt, like giant spotlights that go into the sky. I think that'll look cool.
Well, it tells you where your house is, but it also adds the cool effect if you're just using it for design.
I would actually probably just use it for health regeneration. That's probably about it. So that way, like, you know, okay, I'm in my house, my health is going back up, I can just run back and I'm fully healed. But also remember that mobs would also be in the area and they would be affected the same way. Like, if you had strength, any mobs in the vicinity will also have that perk as well. So it's kind of one of the things where you will either like it or hate it. You really have no opinion towards it at the moment.
Well, I know, Topher, you said you played around with it, and Matt, you didn't, correct?
No, I have. I really didn't see any value in doing the beacons at all.
No, I mean just with the snapshot in general.
No. I just know a lot about it. I really don't want to screw around with my Minecraft files anymore, so.
Alright, Topher?
Yes?
I'm going to describe my first experience with the Wither, and I want to know if yours was the same.
That doesn't sound erotic.
Okay.
So I saw the snapshot, the videos for the snapshot, so I know how to build the Wither, and I'm in creative, and I figure, okay, I'm gonna build a cage, and then build the Wither inside the cage. So I can get a good look at it, maybe I can attack it a few times from outside the cage. That's what I'll do.
The only way would be creative, because I have seen and I have tested, and they can break through obsidian, so.
That's what freaked me out. I did not expect that. I was sitting there, I built the cage, and I left 1 block open in the very top, and I placed the skulls, and of course he spawns, and then he starts regenerating his health. I jump off the cage, and I'm staring at him, and as soon as his health hits 100%, the cage just explodes. And I'm just like, even though I'm in creative, I just start running.
Yeah, see, I saw it on a video first that he could break out of the cage, and I wanted to go see it for myself. So I didn't have the same scared experience, but it really did befuddle me.